Faith Mony Odhiambo is the 51st President of the Law Society of Kenya and former Board Secretary of the Federation of Women Lawyers Kenya. She serves as a lecturer at the School of Law at the University of Nairobi and teaches law of business associations, banking law, competition law, and consumer protection law. Before being elected as the President of the Law Society of Kenya, Faith Odhiambo served as its Vice President. She holds an LLB honors from the Catholic University of Eastern Africa, a diploma in law from the Kenya School of Law, and an LLM honors in international commercial law with the European law from the University of Kent in United Kingdom. Odhiambo is a PhD student at the University of Nairobi, where her research is focused on issues to do with competition law, consumer protection law, telecommunications law, banking law, financial services, arbitration and alternative dispute resolution. She is also covering societal topics including women's and children's rights, climate change, human rights, intellectual property rights, and economic law. She is a member of the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators in United Kingdom, MACLAB. Besides being a professional in legal matters, she is a certified public secretary, CPS. She knows a little Arabic and Italian, and she can speak enough French to manage in a French-speaking place. Besides, she is fluent in Luo, Kiswahili, and English. Her father is a lecturer at the Maseno University. Odhiambo is a former board secretary of the Federation of Women's Lawyers Kenya, FIDA. She is a lecturer at the School of Law at the University of Nairobi. Odhiambo is a partner at Ombuk and Owur LLP Advocates, a Nairobi-based law firm where she applies her extensive knowledge in litigation, corporate and commercial law, telecommunication law, and competition law, with developed expertise in banking law, financial services, mediation, and arbitration. Odhiambo has made significant contributions to those fields, both academically and in practice. Her previous role as the Competition Authority of Kenya involved advising on legal provisions regarding violations under restrictive trade practices, merger transactions, and consumer protection complaints. Odhiambo has been part of teams conducting important research and advisory projects, including studies on competition, bottlenecks in mobile financial services, and advisory on spectrum management in Kenya. Faith Odhiambo became the 51st president, succeeding Eric Theuri, who served as the president for a 2-year term from March 2022. She is now the second female president to lead the Law Society of Kenya, after former cabinet secretary Rachel Omamo, who served between the year 2001 to 2003. Faith Odhiambo fled for other candidates to succeed Eric Theuri, who served as the president. She garnered a total of 3,113 votes against Peter Wanyama, who came in second with 2,165, and Caroline Kamende Daudi, who came third with 888 votes. After her swearing in, she vowed to deal with all cases of corruption and to advocate for independence of the judiciary, parliament, and the Law Society of Kenya.
That the courts and the judiciary are independent and that they do not fall to the executive. We also remind Parliament of their responsibility. They are an independent arm of government. They should not sing to the tune of the executive.
She has been vocal on the police excesses in dealing with the Gen Z's protest and abductions by the authority, raised during her tenure that former IG Japheth Koome resigned due to the failure to address police brutality meted on the young Kenyans who are protesting against bad governance. In her short stint, LSK has witnessed a remarkable revival in advocating for the rule of law. She has continued to put the government in check and recently did call out acting police IG Gilbert Masengeli for contempt of court. Masengeli, who has turned from a law enforcer to a lawbreaker, ignoring court summons 7 times, and was sentenced for 6 months for contempt of court.
And today we laud the court for taking this bold step of finding the acting inspector general guilty of contempt of court and sounding loudly that the court's orders must be obeyed at all times unless set aside, stayed, or appealed upon. And so we also sound ourselves strongly as the Law Society of Kenya that we stand firmly for judicial independence and that we'll stand with our courts of law as long as they stand with the people of Kenya, that they can carry out their duties without fear or favor of any intimidation by any person holding any position in this country. Our courts play an integral role to protect the Constitution, protect the rule of law. Despite having appeared before court these several occasions, we still do not know the whereabouts of Jamil, Aslam, and Bob Jani. The families have come to this honorable court all this time seeking for their loved ones. This is at the backdrop that Kenya National Human Rights Commission issued a list of all the people that are missing, a number that a body count amounting to almost 70, and we have not been able to find these people of Kenya. As a Law Society, we stand with the people of Kenya, we stand with the Constitution, and we stand against any attempts to silence particularly dissenting voices of the people. We are a democracy made up of the people of Kenya. People have the right to share their views. People have the right to come together. And it's even at this backdrop that I also want to say that the Law Society will also be submitting its views today with regards to the demonstrations here. We cannot allow attempts to erode the rights of the people of Kenya in the Constitution 2010. The scenes that we are seeing today, attempts to intimidate the courts, forced disappearance, abductions, arbitrary arrest, are things that were a general occasion before the new Constitution. And as a Law Society, we are saying we are not going to allow this to come back to the laws of our Kenyan country.
Reporting for the evening edition, I'm Kagunda Kelvin.